Hey, welcome to Anecdote, where I piece together some of the lesser known stories about hip hop icons. We're gonna kick things off with one of the all-time greats, the notorious B.I.G. and the iconic Juicy.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine.
It's one of those tracks that we all know and love, but legend has it the man himself, Biggie, wasn't such a fan. So, fact or fiction? Let's find out. All right, the year is 1994. Biggie's working on his debut album, Ready to Die, with his executive producer, Puff Daddy. At this point, he's still pretty underground. Most of his fans are based in Brooklyn, and they're used to getting street bangers from him. Biggie's ready to give them what they want, but Puffy has other ideas.
Ready to Die was more like Biggie wanting to make the hardest possible record ever, and Puffy saying, all right, let's just make an 85% hardest record because we're gonna need 15% to sell this thing.
Puffy wants a radio single, so he suggests they flip the 1980s R&B hit Juicy Fruit by the group Mtume. Now, I personally love Mtume, but watching the music video, you can kind of see how Biggie might have found Juicy Fruit to be a little bit corny. So Biggie's worried about how his hardcore fan base is gonna react to this softer image and this R&B sound. Here's one of his early mentors, Mr. C.
Big would talk to me, and ask my advice during that process when Diddy was trying to get him to do Juicy and Big Papa, and I was like, yo, man, do it. He was reluctant to do it. He was reluctant to do what Puffy was asking him to do, and I was just relaying that to Big, just trust the process.
Puffy remembers it a bit differently. From his point of view, there really wasn't that much of a back and forth.
It really wasn't a lot of convincing. I knew he wanted to be fly, and I told him, like, this is the road to the flyness, else you're just gonna be really dusty and be doing videos behind, like, in abandoned buildings.
As we now know, Big chooses classy over ashy, and he strikes a deal with Puff. He agrees to record Juicy, but only on the condition that he also gets to put a street banger out alongside it. And for that, he turns to DJ Premier.
When it came down to the album already being turned in, and Juicy was gonna be the first single as a definite, he wanted to get a street record for the B-side so he could hold the streets down because he already knew he was gonna have radio on lock. Calls me one day, I'm at D&D, and he tells me, man, I need that street banger.
That street banger would become another classic, Unbelievable, which is released as the B-side to the Juicy single. And this proves to be a winning combo, going gold after 2 months. Over the next few years, Big starts to embrace this strategy of combining street records and radio hits. Here's an interview Big gave just 2 years later in 1996 to Dutch TV.
I started off with Juicy, straight R&B tracks, singing on the hook. Me being from the hood, straight grimy nigga, I'm gonna always have some grimy shit forever, because that's just all I know. But the radio stuff is kind of easy, and it sells. I mean, once you learn the formula, why would you want to go against it? You know what I'm saying?
Big and Puff applied this magic formula of combining a radio hit and a street record on the same single numerous times. To give you a few examples, Big Papa was released with The Warning as a B-side, and the One More Chance remix was released with The What featuring Method Man. Doing such commercial records and not losing street credibility is a major part of Biggie's legacy, according to his former manager, Mark Pitts. Quote, when he did Juicy and he started seeing the reaction to it, it just kicked in. From that moment, he grew. Big pioneered having commercial appeal while still being hip-hop. So, did Biggie hate Juicy? Judging by anecdotal evidence, it seems he was definitely apprehensive and hesitant about releasing the track, but once the track took off and he realized that it would enable him to reach a much wider audience, he embraced it.
And if you don't know, now you know.
You know, making this first episode of Anecdote has kind of got me thinking, what would Juicy have sounded like if Biggie had had full creative control back then? What if he picked a harder or grimier beat to please his hardcore fan base? So I decided to create a little remix of my own and reimagine the track, and I'll give you a taster in just a moment. But before I do, please do hit that subscribe button because there are more videos like this on the way. In the comment section below, let me know your favorite track from Ready to Die and let's get a conversation going. Thank you for tuning in. Till the next episode, and here's my remix of Juicy. Peace.
I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember rapping Duke? the hard. You never thought that hip hop would take it this far. Now I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight. Time to get paid, blow up like the world trade. Born sinner, the opposite of a winner. Remember when I used to eat sardines for dinner? Peace to Raw G, Brucey B, Kid Capri, Funk Master Flex, Love Bug Stars.